Okay everyone, so in this video I'm just going to quickly go over how to navigate Motologic. So you would regularly log into your Electu just like you normally do, and then on the one side here you have all the courses that you are registered into. This is of course the courses that you are in my class, so we have the MPPS 101 and Motologic will be found inside there. So what I want you to do is click on Motologic. You'll notice what comes up, all the things that are within Motologic. Just click on the Motologic Repair and Diagnostic Data. This is the repair module. Want to start that, it comes out in its own window or a new window for you. And this is the home page for Motologic. So up at the top bar here you have your account, the home page, Moto visuals, bookmarks, support and anything, and then a log outside. These are recent cars that have been looked up recently, and this is where you select your vehicle. So you can put in a VIN number. So VIN number is your vehicle identification number that will give you specifics on your vehicle. So let's say you're looking for a 2015 Corvette, for example. It has different models, different options. If you put in the VIN, it will specifically look up for that vehicle. If you don't have that, then you can go through this process here. So let's just throw up any vehicle here. Let's look at a 2013. Oops. You can see all the vehicles that are registered inside here. Let's click on a Buick LaCrosse, or a Regal, sorry. So up here you have a simple keyword or search bar. Remember, it's not like Google. If I search something, it doesn't mean that it's going to show up exactly what I'm looking for. They want specifics. It doesn't include typos, so if you spell it wrong, it will not come up properly. And remember, if I put in seal, it's going to bring me up every single seal that's listed in this entire document. So if we look at down this left hand side, you can see all this information. So repair info, 1,757 articles under repair info. I can guarantee there's going to probably be at least 100 of them related to a seal. So be specific on what you're looking for. Get used to just using these functions here rather than just typing into the search bar here. So we have an OEM original equipment manufacturer table of contents, so we can click on that. These are specific to the original manufacturer. And vehicle subsystems, it breaks it down so we can go by category in essence. We have quick specs. These are things that you do on a regular basis, or a technician would do on a regular basis. So in the AC system, what type of refrigerant am I using? What's the capacity? Quick things that we can look up for us. We can look up lubricants, what type of brake fluid do this vehicle take? Oil capacity. Make sure we're looking at specifics. So sometimes it can give me a range. Make sure we're not just going right up to the highest possible range. It's in a window there. So you can slide down, see everything that's in those quick specs. Again, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I can find the firing order, the spark plug gaps, all that kind of stuff, all under my quick specs. One beside here is maintenance. So I can look up at maintenance and see what type of intervals I'm supposed to be doing stuff at. So when should I be inspecting the accessory drive belt? Under normal conditions at around 150K. Severe conditions, it also gives me when can I, or how often I should be doing things. I can move this over. Drain and fills, all that kind of stuff is up there. Now recalls. Not everybody knows what a recall is. A recall is based off of a safety standard. So something that the manufacturer has determined is a fault. So that means the vehicle manufacturer will repair, replace, or do whatever they need to do those replacements, get the system functioning properly at no charge to the customer. So your car can be way out of warranty and it'll still give you the recall at no charge. This is different than something called a campaign. A campaign is something that a manufacturer's found a fault, something that maybe makes a noise or doesn't function properly. It doesn't affect the safety of the driving of the vehicle, but it does affect the comfort of the vehicle. So what they've been doing is similar to a recall. They still repair or replace the components that's causing the issue at no cost to the customer. So they'll all have a recall number, the NHTSA number. They'll have an original equipment manufacturer number, when did it get noticed, updated, the last update that's happened. Sometimes it'll give you a VIN range as well, and it'll tell you what component or system is it affecting, what's the problem with it, what do we need to do to fix it. So this vehicle has 2 different recalls on it. We can go back to our keyword search. We'll notice bulletins. So bulletins, or technical service bulletins, is something that is not a recall, it's not a campaign or anything else like that. What it is a technician or technicians have noticed this is a common problem on the vehicle. So rather than going through all the diagnostics on your own, you can watch or look for these TSBs and save yourself some major diagnosis. So this one has 130 TSBs, technical service bulletins. So a customer comes in with a problem. So there's a bunch of different ones here. Some of them are just quick update or reference guides, things like that. Some of them are an actual problem. So information on a driveline clunk here, chemical staining. We can go through all these ones. So if a customer comes in with a concern, or they're saying, I'm having this issue with my vehicle, sometimes they won't pay for you to diagnose it under warranty when there's already a fault with it, or we found a fault with it. So for an example, let's look at power steering noise or fluid leak from the power steering gear. Customer comes in with a noise that's coming. We can find this TSB. As a technician, it tells me all the vehicles that it relates to, what's the problem, what's the cause of it, so low temperatures, what do we need to do to resolve it, replace the damaged power steering system component, flush the system, and then of course use the correct type of fluid that we're required to use for it. It even gives us something called a labor operation number and how long a technician will get paid for, so labor time, which is great. It brings me to that part there. The system will also give me labor times. So a technician doing any type of job, there is a labor time for it. So what do you get paid to replace this? So to replace this cylinder head gasket on this vehicle, tells me different vehicles, different engine applications, so the 2 liter versus the 2.4 liter. One will pay 5 hours for factory time, motor time, so that's non-warranty rate, so 7.3 hours, or for the 2.4, 6.6 hours. This is also nice and handy. It tells me the original equipment part number for it and the approximate price for it at the time of when this was updated for us, telling me everything that I would need to do. So if I'm replacing the cylinder head, I need the cylinder head bolts, the exhaust manifold gasket, cylinder head gasket, all those types of parts I need to do this job. Other things that we can find over here is diagnostics. So diagnostics, so DTCs, diagnostic trouble codes. So if I have this B3935, I can click on that and it'll help me diagnose what the tests I need to do. Programming information, symptoms. So a customer comes in with a specific, my car is making this noise, or my car has this smell, or I have a fluid leak, my engine does not crank. It's hard to push my clutch pedal, all those types of things. These are symptoms. So I can click on that and it can give me step-by-step process. It's not a guarantee this is what the problem is, but it gives me a guideline. What do I need to look for, rather than shooting blind and trying to find all the answers by yourself. So if it's binding, let's take a look at this stuff. If it's kinked or damaged pipeline, let's look at these types of things. Again, it's not an end-all be-all, but it gives us a starting point to start our diagnosis. This Motologic module can also give me some diagrams, so wiring diagrams. I need to start doing some testing. I can look up these wiring diagrams, so a starter circuit, charging circuit. I can look these up, color-coded and everything. I can zoom in, so over here I can hit the plus sign, zoom in. I can zoom out, I can highlight, I can show things, I can click these things on. If this is available to us, I could slide back up and go back to our normal search results. Maintenance is similar to that maintenance schedule we were looking at. I can look at locators. It'll tell me where can I find things, disassembled views of things. So you're like a transmission specialist like myself. Sometimes I look at disassembled views so I know where things go or what the part names are if needed. So fully disassembled view, and then it gives me the number coinciding for that. So number 1, if I look at my picture here, where's number 1? It is the tensioner body. Go up to number 1, there's my tensioner body. I can also do some electrical locators. So where would I find a connector on the vehicle? A owner's manual for the vehicle, repair information. So once you've determined that you needed to replace something, I can now go over here and it gives me the step-by-step instructions on how to do this. So how do I replace the evaporator core? I click on that and it will give me my step-by-step on how to do this. Loads. So my first step, remove the instrument panel assembly, gives me a hyperlink to do that. Then remove the instrument panel tie bar, same idea, hyperlink to go to do those steps. So these are my prelim procedures, and then I'm into the heater core brackets, all those types of steps as we go through. Now every manufacturer will have their own specifics. If you work for a small shop or a shop that does multiple types of vehicles, this is the type of system you'll have. Now they're all slightly different. ProDemand, all data, Identifix, they're all going to be slightly different, but set up very similar. They have them all broken down into subsections to help a technician navigate it much better and with ease. I can look at specifications of how tight do I have to tighten a bolt, any of those types of information. What's the specs for the alternator, the output, the charging, all that fun stuff. So this is a quick little video on how to navigate this system.